morning, everyone, and welcome back for your weekly energy forecast. Yes, it's a day late, sorry, but yesterday was just another busy day. Okay, here we are. Let's just do a tune in. Let's see what energy are we dealing with this week, what influence is it having, and how can we best navigate it to our advantage. So let's have a look and see what energy are we having for the beginning of this week. What is the energy? Temperance, balance, peace, harmony, stillness. I'm hearing the word stillness. For the beginning of this week, a lot of us might be feeling a bit tired, a bit frazzled, a bit just downright exhausted. So what this energy is doing is it feels like it's pushing us to go and do. But us in our little human bodies are going, whoa, can we just take a deep breath here and can we just integrate and digest things a little bit? Like, can we just catch up? Can we just pause to catch up? And that's exactly what this card is encouraging us to do. This is what I notice. I never notice things until I do videos. But here, I'm noticing the balance of the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang. It's like we're integrating parts of ourselves at the moment. We're integrating the masculine, the sun, which is action, the moon and the feminine, which is about receptivity. So yang and yin. It's like we're integrating that balance in the beginning of this week. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling frazzled, if you're just like meh, like you just don't have the energy, listen to your body, right? Give yourself as much kindness and gentleness and rest in the beginning of this week. Try to find the balance between what you have to do and where you can be inactive for a while. All right, let's get some elaboration from the wisdom of the oracle for the beginning of this week. What's the guidance for us in the beginning of this week? Serendipity. I'm hearing Spirit say, have you noticed how things are just coming to you now? Like whatever it is that you're wanting or whatever it is that you're wanting to bring into your reality, have you noticed how things are clicking into place now a little bit easier? And I'm hearing Spirit say, without you even trying, right? So, and they're saying the reason that this is happening is because the desire to force and push and control and force and push and control, it feels like we've stopped doing that. It's I want to say a lot of us are going, whatever. You know, I pushed and tried so hard for this thing or this experience or this relationship or this whatever. I pushed so hard, well, stuff it. And it's in the going, well, stuff it, that we surrender and we loosen our grip and we're no longer controlling. And because we're no longer controlling, we are no longer interfering with the flow of things. We are no longer interfering with the frequency. I'm hearing the word bandwidth, because they're reminding us here that whatever it is that we want, whatever it is that we want to experience, whatever it is we want to bring into our reality in the now, it has to be a frequency match to us. Okay? And when we force and push and try too hard and get hysterical, we create ripples in that bandwidth, which interrupts the flow of it coming to us, if that makes any sense. So the more I want to say, don't care, not don't care in a bad way, but we're indifferent, I want to say. Yes, we want it. Yes, we desire it, but it's okay if it doesn't happen. If we're okay with it not happening, we're not interfering with the flow of it. We're not interfering with that bandwidth, that energetic connection between us and the thing, the person, the object, the job, the home, the whatever it is that we want to bring in. That's what serendipity is. Because serendipity is rooted in serenity. So when we surrender, which is part of the serenity prayer, when we surrender, it just comes, right? So in the beginning of this week, as we stop struggling and pushing and forcing and getting on like we normally do, as we just be like this angel and just like chill, right? We get what we want with ease, okay? And I'm hearing Spirit say, don't be surprised. So in other words, let's use an example. Let's say you're desperately looking for a job. It's not happening. You're getting no. And then you're like, well, stuff it. I'm going to go lie on the beach and contemplate my navel for all I care. Okay? You do that. You just bugger off and you go to the beach. Lo and behold, there might be like a phone call that'll say, hey, don't you want to come in for your interview? Or, we interviewed you last week or whatever. Do you want the job? And you'll be like shocked and horrified because you're so surprised. Don't be. They're saying that is the natural law of things. The moment we let go and stop struggling, we get what we want, you see. Okay, let's get some further elaboration now from the angels and ancestors for the beginning of this week. What guidance is here for the beginning of this week? High Priest, intend and create. So as you take quiet time for yourselves in the beginning of this week, lose yourself in fantasy about what it is that you'd like. What is it that you want in your world? What is an outcome you'd like? What is it? Just lose yourself in the fantasy of it, because just losing yourself in the fantasy is setting out an arrow of intention, and you are creating, without even realizing it, you are creating it and pulling it into your reality, okay? So there was something else with this that popped into my mind, intend and create. Because we do ultimately create our realities. Notice we don't force our realities. We create. We have an intention and we create. And the juiciness of it is energy. So we got to get out of that way. We can't force and push. That's the biggest message I'm getting in the beginning of this week. No forcing, no pushing. Allowing. Okay. All right. Let's see. What do we have now for the middle of the week? What energetic influence do we have? Oh, another reason. Okay, that was it. We have new moon in Leo tomorrow. New moon, new beginnings, intention, creation for the next cycle, for the next month. So use your quiet time to focus on what would you like to create in the next month? What new would you like? All right, let's see. What do we have now for the middle of the week? What's the weather? King of Swords. This card is about taking a step back, seeing the bigger picture, being logical, being very clear in your communication, right? So as I tune into how this is relevant for the middle of the week, I'm actually hearing the word discernment, because they're showing that there's a lot of flux around us in the world at the moment. There's always a drama, let's be real, but there might be a little bit more drama in the world than usual. In the media in the middle of this week, they're saying be discerning. Don't believe every single thing you read or every single thing you hear. Take a logical approach to whatever is buzzing around in your world. Be logical about it. All right, even be logical in your immediate world, with your family, your colleagues, your friends, your relationships. Be objective, be logical, don't react. So this tells me a bit of emotion in the middle of the week. People might be feeling a bit sensitive. A lot of us might be feeling a bit reactive. Just be logical, be objective. Don't take anything or anyone personally. All right, what guidance is here for us in the middle of the week? Imagine. Follows on from intend and create. So middle of the week, imagine new realities for yourself. I'm actually hearing Spirit say play around with imagining an outcome. They want you to play with this. Like, for example, in the evening, when you finished your working day, you've finished what you need to do in your home, you've seen to the kids and whatever other responsibility, and now you getting into bed and you're about to doze off. What you want to do is think about tomorrow, like 24 hours from now. Imagine how you want to be feeling. or imagine what is the outcome. Imagine yourself tomorrow night at the end of the day. What are you saying? Are you saying something like, gee, I had a really great day today. Everything went really smoothly. I even had a happy day. I laughed a lot. Whatever it is, they want you to imagine outcomes, ideal outcomes, not how the outcome got there or what the object was. Imagine the feeling. They want you to experiment with that just for one day. Just play with it and watch what happens. Okay? Because you'll probably find that if you do that exercise, just that specific example, let's say, tomorrow night at the end of your evening, you might say exactly that. Gee, I had a really good day. I actually laughed quite a lot today. It was very productive, got things done smoothly, had a great day, right? Watch. They want you to play around. And the reason they want you to do this is because we are now getting better and better at creating our realities, our ideal realities. And the reason for that is because we are learning to stop the struggle. We are learning to be like, I don't want to say indifferent. It sounds negative. It's like we're okay if something happens or if it doesn't. Either way, we're okay with it. And then because we're okay, it's like things just happen, you know? So they want you to play now and take it to the next level and say, okay, well, what else can I imagine into reality without stepping into struggle? Okay? Very interesting. It's a totally different energy week this week. Completely different. Okay. Let's get some further elaboration from the angels and ancestors. What do we have for the middle of the week? White Witch, be the light. Okay. Now this is please do not burn me at the stake for this, okay? But it's like a little bit of witchiness, right? It's not really. In a sense, we're working with manifestations and creation and things like that. It's common sense. It's actually quite logical. But there's a hint of magic to it, okay? I'm not saying witchcraft. I'm just saying there's a little bit of magic to it. So with this card here, they're encouraging you to walk your talk, right? Be the light. Show the world who you really are, okay? I'm hearing walk your talk. The beliefs that you have in theory, put it into action, right? Create your own reality. Add a little bit of magic to it because we are conscious creators. That is logic, that is common sense. It's how it is. We are creators of our own reality. Maybe we don't know or we forget, okay? And what makes us forget is when we get caught in the struggle. But I must do this and it must work out exactly like that and it should happen exactly this way. That's struggle. That's ego. That's our monkey mind getting in the way. When we go into a state of just allowing what is, you'll be surprised at what magic happens, okay? All right. It reminds me of a saying I heard a while back. It's actually from one of the Men in Black movies. It's something along the lines of a miracle or magic, right? A miracle is something that seems impossible but happens anyway, right? I love that saying because it is. Miracles are not some, they quite normal. They happen quite normally. It's just a lot of us have lost our magic. We've lost our belief in magic, right? Okay, let's see. What do we have now for Friday and the weekend? What guidance is here for Friday and the weekend? 5 of Pentacles. Okay, now I just heard Spirit say facing your shadow. So as you can see, this lady, she's very forlorn. And she's feeling very rejected, very poor, very abandoned, very left out. But she's so stuck in it that she can't see that golden door of opportunity and there's a key to it because she's so stuck in this. Now, I'm hearing the words facing your shadow, liberation, right, over the weekend. So when I tune into the energy of this now, they're showing come the weekend, we might be feeling like, oh, okay. In context with that, they're showing in the beginning of this week, the energy is quite nice and quite light. We're finding the balance, we're catching our breath, we're imagining new realities, we're doing all of this lovely stuff that we're doing, and then we get hit with a lesson, we get hit with a test. Okay, so in other words, maybe Friday and the weekend there might be somebody says something or something happens, and there goes our trigger. Okay, now when that the moment that trigger comes, pause and ask yourself, okay, I've just been learning how I'm a creator of my own reality, that if I completely let go attachment, things come to me. You know, I'm quite chill about that. I've learned that in theory, okay? Now, how, with this trigger, with this challenge, can I make it reality? Can I put it into action? Can I exercise what I've actually just learned, okay? So it's not to say that this weekend is going to be hideous and horrible. They're saying it's not going to be horrible. It's an opportunity to exercise our knowledge and put into action so that we can change the reality, imagine a new outcome. All right, let's get elaboration here from Wisdom of the Oracle. Milk and honey. This is the opposite. This is like poverty, loss, and this is like milk and honey, which is the opposite. Okay, anyway. So in other words, we're healing this. We're healing this weekend, because now here, this card speaks about milk and honey, which is about abundance and prosperity. So this tells us that our needs will always be met. We will always have what we need, right? The way that they're saying, remember, abundance and prosperity is ever present. It's like sunshine. It's like sunlight. It's always there, right? We know the sun's going to come up in the morning. It's dependable. It's always there. But what blocks that sunlight is our own blockages. It's our own beliefs of this. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. Nobody loves me. All those stories, those traumas, those triggers, those stories we tell ourselves, that belief blocks this, you see. Abundance is ever present. It's our beliefs that block it completely. So it seems like this weekend we're going to have an opportunity to clear specifically money blocks, okay? It's like they're showing we're going to be pulling the plug out so that things can flow again. All right? Let's get some elaboration now from the angels and ancestors for the weekend. What do we have? Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Yeah, that makes sense. So it seems like quite a bit of change in a weekend. Like we're shedding a skin, we're shedding the poverty consciousness, we're shedding, because they're showing there is going to be a lot of fear triggered at the moment around money. So whatever's going on in the world, all of our poverty triggers are going to go off. So maybe there's something to do with the financial system or the banking system or whatever money related, okay? There's going to be a trigger around that. And then, but remember, triggers are wonderful things. Stuck to my jersey. Hold on a second. Okay, so our money triggers are going to go off, okay? But remember, those triggers are good because they're opportunities for healing. It's like your wounded inner child is sitting up and say, hey, I'm not happy. Please give me some love, give me some attention, give me some care. And as we attend to the trigger and say, okay, I know you're not actually real, you're a trigger, so let us now do something differently so that we can heal that trigger. Okay, so it's like we're shape-shifting over the weekend. We are shifting out of poverty consciousness and into abundance consciousness, right? Now I'm asking Spirit, it says transform and unveil your gifts, okay? So this might mean that you might feel inclined to do something different in your career or do something different with your business where you're using more of your talents than what you were before, or you adding more of your talents. Maybe you're studying, maybe you're learning something, and that's just going to add value because you're introducing those gifts and those talents to the work that you're doing or the business that you're doing, something along those lines, okay? And I'm hearing Spirit say you have what it takes within you to provide a very prosperous and very abundant life for yourself. You really do have what it takes, okay? So Very interesting, weird energy this week. But anyway, at least we have a heads up. That's a plus. Okay. All right, let's finish out this reading with a card or two from the Gateway of Light activation. And let's see what is going to be really helpful for us to know and understand this week. What guidance is here for us, please, for this week? This one. Gaia Gateway activation, learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. Oh, okay. Let's read out this card's message. All right, it says, sometimes it is not our role to know how everything will unfold. When you draw this card, it is a reminder to trust the plan. The wisdom of Gaia is with you at this time, and you can enjoy the natural expansion that is taking place. You may have a tendency to go traveling and look to the stars for answers, but realize that the planet you call home has so much to offer too. You have chosen to be here. This may not be easy to accept, especially if your current reality is a harsh one, but your current experiences are vital for your growth. The Earth herself cannot escape the challenges that she's facing at this time. Learn from her strength. Learn from her yearning for a better future. Come back to her. She is your chosen home. Okay, so when I tune into this is about staying grounded this week, okay? Because it feels like we are learning a lot this week on a soul level. We're learning quite a bit, right? So that learning can feel a bit overwhelming. We can feel a bit scattered and a bit woo up in our heads. Let's stay grounded this week. Put your toes in the earth, hug a tree, do some gardening, get into nature, right? Keeps us nice and grounded in our bodies. All right, let's take another card, just because we can, for guidance and wisdom for this week, please. What guidance and wisdom is here? Akashic Records, yet again. Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. Yeah, you know what I've noticed? It feels like this whole entire year has been a clearing. It's like we're really clearing our ancestral traumas, our family patternings, all of that old baggage that we're carrying in our DNA. It's like we're clearing all of it, which kind of makes sense because this year now, 2023, is a number 7 year, numerologically speaking. And a 7 year is about soul growth, right? And it's 2023, that's a universal number, by the way. So in other words, that energy, that 7 energy, it affects all of us, right? But it will obviously affect us individually according to whatever our own personal stories or traumas are. Okay, let's see what guidance is here. It says, whenever the Akashic Stargate is presented to you, it's because you're at a critical point on your journey. You have the opportunity to move in a particular direction and you have to make a decision. This can feel overwhelming and you may be waiting for someone or something to make the decision for you. But you aren't here to walk a path that was set for you. You're here to walk a path that you have chosen. The next phase of your journey cannot unfold until you decide which way to go. Know that whatever direction you take and whatever decision you make, you'll always be on the right path. No matter how you get there, you'll always end up in a similar space. Also know that purpose isn't about doing your duty, it's about living life and experiencing joy, right? So as I tune into this feels like we are choosing actively, like what I noticed, where did that card go? We're actively choosing a new reality, okay? It's like we are going from this, which is so easily triggered, okay? We're going from this, which is belief, not reality. Maybe it was reality before, on an ancestral level, what have you. But this is actually our reality. This is actually our reality. This is the truth. But to access it, we need to believe in ourselves a little bit more, okay? And actively change who we've been, if that makes sense. We in order to experience something different, we have to make a change. As that saying goes, You can't do everything the same way over and over and expect a different result. We have to make a change. We have to shape shift into who we really are and stepping into our full power, into our full talented selves and expressing everything that we have to offer the world. Show up. And that's the key to you experiencing more of what it is that you want for yourself on a financial level and pretty much every other level. Authenticity is the key to everything. It really is. Okay? And through that process, we have freedom because we are free from the old story. Okay? We are free from the old narrative because that's actually the goal of all of us as a collective consciousness in this lifetime at the moment. We are breaking free from those old stories that have kept us in the repetitive loop of reincarnating the same kind of lifetime over and over and over again. This is the lifetime where we basically need to kind of like collectively get our shit together, okay? So that we stop repeating the same pattern and keep coming back doing it over and over. It's tedious. So so now is the lifetime where, and that's why our process, if you will, at the moment is it feels so tough and it feels so intense and it feels like every single day the energy is intense, everything is intense. And that's because of how much we're shifting. We are shifting so much in one lifetime. Can you imagine? We've all had at least thousands of lifetimes, right? So those thousands of lifetimes of same old, same old, same old, same old, we get to course correct it in one lifetime here and now. And then we wonder why we're tired. Just saying. Okay. Anywho, I hope that was helpful. Sorry, I was waffling a bit there at the end. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. And yeah, let me know how you're feeling in the comments below. And just, yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Sending you all so much love. Have a magical week. Take care. Bye.